Welcome back to the polls. Now, the minority in Parliament is demanding the immediate removal of 3 taxes on petroleum products to mitigate the impact of rising prices of crude oil on the international market. A minority member on the Mines and Energy Committee, Edward Bauer, argues that prices may hit 9 Ghana cedis per litre should government fail to take immediate steps to remove taxes such as the energy sector levy, sanitation and population levy, as well as the special petroleum levy. The Bongo MP also tasked the Bank of Ghana to take immediate steps to arrest the depreciation of the Ghana cedi, which he argues is compounding the problem. Let's now have some conversation on this. We need to, of course, first of all, get you the latest from Parliament. Obviously, Parker Wilson is joining us from there. The Honourable Edward Bauer as well is joining us via Zoom. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. So you're making some demands and placing some demands before the Bank of Ghana. But before we get there, why is the minority concerned about all of these that's happening in the petroleum sector? Well, we have to get you the latest, first of all, from Parliament. Parker Wilson is there. And Parker, if you can hear me, first of all, break down the demands of the minority to us.
Right, so, Blessed, Parliament has adjourned sittings, and I must say that today, the sitting or proceedings for the day adjourned quite early, just around 1 p.m. This is mainly because the House did not have the quorum number to transact business. When Parliament started, almost about 5 NPP MPs were in the chamber, as against 12 NDC MPs. And so the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Murtala Mohammed, raised the concern about the quorum, and that is Order 48. Order 48 requires that before Parliament can commence the business for the day, they need at least 1/3 of the members present in the chamber. Obviously, they were not 1/3, because 1/3 would mean that they would need about 92 members. But at the time they started, they were a little over 20. However, the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Usu, who was presiding at the time, per the standing orders, indicated that 10 minutes would have to be given to the members for them to get into the chamber. Perhaps some of them are in the committee meetings, some of them may be in their offices. And so that was done. The bell started ringing. And after 20 minutes, the members were still not done, were still not in. The table officer had to count the members, and at the end of the day, they only counted 41 MPs in the chamber. So per the standing orders, the Speaker of Parliament, or the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Usu, was now forced to adjourn sitting. And I must say that the minority MP for Tamale Central, Murtala Mohammed, has indicated that going forward, if the Supreme Court is asking Parliament to strictly go by the Constitution and that of the standing orders, he will also ensure that at the start of every business for the day, 92 MPs would have to be in the chamber before they commence business. So if they are unable to raise the quorum number, then obviously Parliament will not be able to proceed and work on its business for the day. Now, after that incident, the majority caucus also held a press conference, and they have been responding to some claims by the minority over the ruling of the Supreme Court. And for the deputy majority leader, the minority should accept the ruling in good faith and also comply, because in times past, the majority also suffered a defeat at the Supreme Court. They accepted the ruling, agreed to it, and worked with it. So they're expecting their colleagues on the other side to equally do same, and not to bastardize the judiciary, not to bastardize the judges of the Apex Court. In fact, Afeyomakin clearly stated that it appears the NDC is demonizing and bastardizing every institution of democracy. And that is actually a threat to the country's democracy that we've enjoyed for over 30 years. And so he is only admonishing them that if they don't understand and they feel aggrieved by the ruling, the best thing they need to do is to resort to the court, go for a review to ensure that at least their concerns are addressed. So these are some of the things that have happened in the chamber today.
Yes, but then now let's shift focus. Let's talk about the fuel prices and the demands of the minority.
Right. So, Blessed, the minority is concerned about the hikes in fuel prices, and they are saying that if government doesn't remove some three taxes, we'll be hitting about 9 cedis per liter, which would further burden the ordinary Ghanaian and the consumer in the country. And some of the taxes they have talked about is the sanitation levy on the fuel price, the fuel and the petroleum prices. They want government to take that off. The special tax levy as well, they want government to take that one off. And so the minority is quite concerned that in the midst of the global crisis, government is doing nothing to cushion the ordinary Ghanaian. That is not all. The case about the depreciation of the Ghanaian cedi is also skyrocketing. And they also believe it has equally contributed to what we are currently seeing, the economic mess. So these are key concerns that being the representatives of the people here in Parliament, it is their duty to ensure that government reduce or remove these taxes to cushion the ordinary consumer. Well, they are making the point that, in fact, the Bongo NP, who is a member of the Mines and Energy Committee, has been making the point that if government is sensitive enough, this is the time they have to show that indeed they are in charge and understand the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian by removing all these nuisance taxes from the petroleum. They talk about the bust margins, which they believe that all these things compound the problem and further increase the petroleum prices. So if it is taken off, it would give some room for drivers, for passengers, for commuters to have a leeway as far as the prices of petroleum prices are concerned.
Parker, I'm grateful. Of course, we need to have some discussion on this. Let's now get to understand what's happening. Kojo Poku is joining us live on Zoom now. Mr. Kojo Poku, so these are the demands from the minority. What more can you say about the taxes? We've done quite a lot about this, but government is not willing to deal with the aspects of the taxes. What more can you say about this?
Well, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewer. I think it becomes very difficult when the same government is asking Parliament to pass policy or pass law that asks government to collect more revenue, and Parliament is not passing it. And the same parliamentarians who are not passing the bill for government to collect more revenue is saying that government should reduce taxes. Look, let's be honest with ourselves. We all know the situation the government is in. There's no point adding insults to injury. Government needs more revenue. Government has not been able to go into the world market to borrow. Some of us are against government always borrowing. Some of us have said that it's about time we look at a comprehensive universal tax to collect more revenue from those who are not already in the tax bracket. Now, if government is getting revenue through the petroleum taxes, and you're asking government to reduce those taxes, how would government make up the shortfall in the revenue which it otherwise doesn't have? Some of us are worried about the high prices, which is the fuel prices on the world market. The good news is that yesterday, prices went down from $130 a barrel to $112, right? And we are hoping that the prices will go down further now that the OPEC countries are agreeing to pump more oil. So these high prices is a bit temporarily. I don't honestly think that the solution now is for government to rush to reduce taxes, which will affect its revenue mobilization.
So if the concern is about revenue, there would obviously be another concern which got to do with cushioning the consumers as well. Obviously, this should be about the people and not necessarily government. But how do we juxtapose all of this?
Well, that is the catch-24. It's difficult. You can't just oppose it. Government's role is to raise revenue and do development. The other thing that we want the parliamentarians to do, instead of asking government to reduce taxes, they should be a good, watchdog, and look at the upstream and the mess it's in, and call the minister to parliament to tell Ghanaians what they are doing about upstream. Look, higher prices should be a rejoice for Ghanaians because we export crude. So with the high prices, we should be getting more money into the treasury. Then we can ask the Ministry of Finance to help us. But the mess that our upstream is in, there are companies that are not doing any exploration activities. The existing wells are declining in production. That means that we only lift about 4 parcels every 6 months, which is not good. So what parliamentarians should do, like my brother Bawa, should be a good watchdog. The parliamentary subcommittee on energy should put a lot more emphasis on the upstream and let the government do the right thing instead of asking for taxes to be removed.
I'm grateful, Kojo, for giving us the latest now.